When love tries and succeeds. When love tries and
Hey, good morning, everybody. I hope that y'all are doing well this Saturday morning. We are so excited. Hey, Marriage Talk When Love Tries, we are on the air. And guess what? This is a celebration. We're starting our new episode. But before we get started, I got to let you know who we are. I'm Dr. Ricardo Frost, and this is my lovely wife.
Dr. Kimberly Frost.
So listen, man, go get the dog, go get your auntie, go get your cousin, send a text, send a smoke signal, send something to somebody to let them know that Marriage Talk is on the air.
Yeah,
Yep,
definitely. So listen, it's an exciting day today, isn't
it
it?
is.
Y'all, it's an exciting day today. And today is May the 3rd,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a year later that we started Marriage Talk When Love Tries.
Yo, put
Yes.
it in it. Yay. Listen, give us some hand claps and do something. I was about to say put it in an emoji, but we not on social media. But hand claps, some cheers. I think it's been an amazing time for God to be with us throughout this process
I
to
cannot
get us,
believe it's been
yeah,
a
for a
year,
year,
a whole
a
year
whole year.
already. Thank y'all,
Yeah,
right?
thank y'all for rocking with us. Thank y'all for watching us and going on this journey with us because it's been amazing.
It has been that.
Yeah,
I'm excited about the fact that I'm still sitting here saying it's been a whole year. We
a
got our balloons
whole
for y'all
year.
today. We said let's bring in a couple of balloons in celebration of. Got my little pink on today for celebration colors, But I'm excited about the fact that God has allowed us to be sustained through the year to be able to talk to marriages.
Right.
Bishop and Elder were sitting here with us last year talking
Yeah.
about the fact that they were retiring.
Yeah.
They used to do marriage talk for years, 20 some odd years.
Yeah.
And they were like, you know what, we are pivoting in all areas.
And
So
they passed the
they
baton.
passed the baton on
Wow.
over to When Love Tries.
Yeah.
And the reason we keep marriage talk on the front is just in honor of the two of them.
Yeah.
The fact that
Absolutely.
they did marriage talk for so long. But the show is actually called When Love Tries. And we wanted to make sure that we were able to talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
When love tries.
That's
There are
good.
so many things that we can do as marriage couples when we keep marriage and when we keep love at the forefront of everything we do. So when love tries, it's here.
When Love Tries is here, and just like you said, Dr. Kimberly, it's all about love. I don't think we could do anything until we establish that if nothing else, we love one another.
Yeah.
With love, we could do a lot more things. We know what it is, man. Love covers a multitude of sins. So with love, that's the foundation for everything. You want to base and have your marriage based on the foundation of love because it starts there. And then if it's trying, come on, man, you get all the efforts and everything that you want to get out of the situation, no matter what situation may come against you.
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
you're trying hard to make sure that you overcome it.
Definitely.
Right.
So, y'all, it's like we said, it's been a year. We started this outreach, a ministry outreach, marriage outreach. I don't know, my tongue is just tied
You
up today,
fine,
y'all.
you fine.
But we started this marriage outreach 12 years ago, 10 years ago, actually.
Yeah.
10 years ago, we did in Williamsburg, Virginia. And it was like 12
You're
couples.
going all the way back.
Yeah, so there's a lot of people that don't know us, and they probably think they just came out of nowhere doing
Right.
this last year. But we've literally been doing marriage ministry for 10 years, and it started in Williamsburg
Mhm.
with 12 couples in a hotel, and we were all business people and folks that lead folks, and we were like, you know what, we never get a break from just working and serving and doing so many things, and God led me and the good Dr. Ricardo here to start ministry for marriages that we can get away and just enjoy one another, glean from one another, pour into each other.
Mhm.
And it just went from there. It was just supposed to be us. And then each year it started to grow. We were like, each year we're going to invite another couple to come to our retreat. Each year we invite a couple. But at year 5, we started getting complaints. People were like, wait a minute. Why is this limited to only business people? Why
Right.
haven't you all allowed
Right.
other folks to come
Why
in
is
and
it so
participate?
exclusive? Yeah.
And so that year we decided to open it up to other couples. we allow other couples to come in and join us. You remember, and start doing things with us. I can take a
Yeah,
breather.
so we
you can-
started doing things like, we were doing. It started off in Williamsburg. It was just a few couples there, but then God started allowing it to grow. So we went from Williamsburg to doing venues, y'all. We
Yes,
actually
we
were doing
did.
venues, and
Yes.
we had venues with themes.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So
That's what. Oh, I had my
yeah,
boxing gloves last
yeah.
week.
So Kimberly had
We had
boxing
that
gloves
one.
one
We
year.
were
One
fighting
year,
5 marriages, y'all.
yeah. One year we were doing Black Panther had just been released, so we
That's
did like a
right.
Wakanda type theme.
Yes, that
So
was
it's
so
been so
nice.
many different things that we've done over the years, and one of these days we'll run a montage,
Yes.
if you will, to be able to allow y'all to see some of the things that we've done over the years. But a lot of people have gleaned so much from it. Not just people, Kimberly and I
Yeah.
have gleaned so much from those relationships, from those experiences, and from that community that we've been building. Because at the end of the day, that's what this is really all about. Us building a community and learning from each other, gleaning from each other, and growing with each other.
Together, right?
Together, yeah.
Exactly. That's what it's all about. So after we got to where we started opening it up to everyone to participate with us, then we actually kind of broke off a little bit because we were like, some of the wives were like, I want to be able to talk about my husband a little bit and not have him sitting right next to me. Is that something we can do? So we started the wives conference.
Yeah.
And it was wives only. And we did that for like 5-6 years. I need to get back on that, but we did that for like 5 or 6 years. And the husbands, we were pulling them along. They would do nothing like what the wives were doing because, y'all ain't like us. Y'all just don't want to do all that. But
Yeah.
he did, Pastor Dr. Ricardo did have men conferences. So we had the husband conference, the wives conference. And then we would come back together as couples, have a couples conference. So now we're at a place the last 3-4 years. We've taken it on the road. We're not just in Virginia.
Yeah.
We've been to Florida. We've been to
Texas,
Houston, Texas. We've been to
Atlanta.
Atlanta. And this year we're going to be doing Washington, D.C. But not only do we do the couples as a whole, but that whole weekend we break apart. Then the wives do a part, the
Right.
husbands do their part.
Right.
We come back together. We celebrate together. Date night lives. We have a gala. I call it gala. They call it
Gala,
gala.
you know what I
Yes.
mean?
We do
tomato,
that.
tomato. You good, baby.
Thank you, babe. Potato,
Yeah.
potato.
Mhm.
Yes. So, and then on Sunday we close out and find out where we're going to be the next year, and we do a pop-up church moment.
Yeah.
And have a good time. But I love the fact that over the last 10 years, just to see the growth and what God breathed on has really just blessed me. I'm keeping my emotions together today, but it's just a beautiful thing to know that God will bless what he puts out there. He's the one that put us out there. He's the one that called us to do the marriage outreach. And the way that we've been able to process it and move has just been amazing.
It's been really good because one of the things that I learned throughout this process since we started this, that if we take one step, God will take multiple steps.
Yes.
You know what I mean? He started moving in that vein. He started adding more resources. He started
Yeah.
adding more people. He started giving us more innovative ideas
Yes.
to be able to enhance and help people to enhance and grow their marriage to the point to where we at now, which is a holistic approach. You saw Kimberly walk you all through the process where we just started. Then after 5 years in, we started adding more people. We started inviting more couples in, and then we separated. The wives did their thing, the husbands did their thing. Now we're to a point where we got a whole weekend that God has given us, and not only were we local, but we kind of extended out beyond where we were. And we'll come back here before too long as well
Yeah.
to the local area. But God told us to go out, share this with a lot of other
Take
people
territory,
outside
right?
of the area and take territory. Absolutely. So now he gave us a holistic approach to where we're still addressing the wives, we're still addressing the husbands, we're addressing the marriages together, and then we got other opportunities, when it comes to us in business and when it comes to, couples in business,
yes,
entrepreneurs,
yes.
When it comes to, we got some great people that help and speak on those things. So it's just amazing to see what God has done from that time to now and how he's developed it. And sometimes when you're in the midst of things, you don't really see it.
You don't take a moment.
It's always when you take that moment to reflect, like what we're doing right now, to be able to
Yes.
realize how great and how much things God has done.
Yes, I like that you hit that about Friday nights. So that 3 days that we've evolved to, it starts off what we said in the beginning. I don't know if you all heard me say we started off with business people that came together and knew that we just didn't have the time to really celebrate our marriages. But now that Friday, we open up from 12 to 3, the conference. We actually have an entrepreneur moment.
Yeah.
So we bring people in that have been amazing in business. We have Dr. Angela Reddix and Pete Reddix that have been there the last 3 years doing that piece when it comes to entrepreneurship. And anyone that looks them up, I'm gonna give y'all homework. Look them up and see who they are and
They
see
are
the
amazing
caliber of people
entrepreneurs. Yeah.
that have been philanthropists when it comes to this marriage outreach. They poured in their finances, they poured in their time, their wisdom in regards to what to give out to marriages so that marriages can not just grow in and of themselves, but they can grow if they have businesses or if they even desire to have businesses.
Absolutely.
So the substance that God has given us for this outreach ministry is so powerful. If you decide to connect with it and really follow what we're doing and participate in the date night lives and participate in the conferences and all the entrepreneur moments that we have, your marriage will not just be a marriage that the typical marriage of yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, what are the Joan Cleavers and the different people like that? Your marriage can be that marriage that
It's gonna be
excels
innovative.
and goes to
Yeah.
a whole nother level. And wouldn't even look like what people say marriage is supposed to be like, because you not only just fed the marriage as far as love goes, but you have developed a legacy within the marriage for your children and your children's children.
Right.
Because it's not just about you and your wife and your husband being in love, but we're actually attacking the marriage as a foundation, like you said, holistically
I love
in
it.
all areas.
I love it. And I will say this, and we're going to go on a break, but I do want to just reiterate what Dr. Kimberly said, is that marriage is so much more than what we were taught in the early days. You know,
Yeah.
the Joan Cleavers, the Leave It to Beavers, the I Love Lucy's. Our marriages in this day and time are so dynamic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And God expects our marriage to be dynamic. But I give y'all more of what I'm thinking when we come back from the break, on the other side of the break. But just know that your marriage is dynamic, and it's so much more than just a husband and a wife trying to love on each other.
Yes, absolutely. We all have assignments, right?
Amen.
They're
That's good.
dynamic, and each and every marriage has an assignment. But
That's
like
it.
the good doctor there said, we're going to take a little break, let a commercial or two run. I don't know. We might even get a place to show some of those old clips on the commercial break.
Yep.
And then we'll be right back to finish out this anniversary segment.
Episode.
Yes. And this is the second season. So we're on our way back.
See y'all when we get back.
Yes.
Save the date. Join Doctors Ricardo and Kimberly Frost for Ferocious Faith Couples Experience, Washington, D.C., November 14th to 16th, 2025, at We Activate Marriages Globally.
Don't Curse Your Crisis by Dr. Angela Corprew Boyd and 15 empowered co-authors. Each author in this book shares various life experiences, and their truth and transparency will bring healing and recovery to many lives. There is spiritual wisdom from the scriptures, which encourages readers to seek God for wholeness from the pain of their crisis. You can get your copy of Don't Curse Your Crisis on Amazon.
Looking to reignite the spark or just enjoy a night out with your favorite person? Date Night Live is the perfect evening for couples to reconnect, laugh, and celebrate love. Thursday, May 30th at 6:30 p.m. Hosted by a couple who knows how to bring fun and faith together, Dr. Ricardo and Dr. Kimberly Frost. This night is going to be full of joy, real talk, and unforgettable moments. Tickets are going fast, so don't wait. Text LIGHTS to 757-418-8108 and lock in your spot today. Let's make memories at Date Night Live.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. I hope everybody had an opportunity to enjoy what we're putting out. And speaking of these different commercials and things that we have the ability to be able to allow you all to be a part of this. So if you have a business as an entrepreneur, if you have something that you want to see advertised, whatever it is that you may be doing, reach out to us, let us know, and you may have an opportunity, or we may have an opportunity for you to be able to present your business or your idea on Marriage Talk When Love Tries.
Absolutely.
Right?
I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
The fact that if you do want to be on the show, or if you do want to have a commercial slot, yes, like you said, if you have some ideas that you would like to see us speak about, if you're a behind the scene person, but you would like to hear us talk about it, you can absolutely send us an email to rfkoutreach@gmail.com. I have another one, but I'm not going to even try to put it out there. But Romeo Foxtrot Kilo, RFK Outreach, all one word, @gmail.com. Send us your ideas, or just say, hey, I would love to be on the show, and this is what I can bring to the table. And make sure you attach your resume or your bio, you and your wife's bio, so we can read about who you are, what you bring to the table.
Who's part of the community.
Who's part of the community, because we don't know it all, and we don't have it all. But one thing I do know is that God has given us the ability to be builders and to be that build and that bridge to help bring marriages together and to encourage and empower marriages.
So listen, this is what I wanted to say on the opposite end of this.
Yep.
God, as we were talking about, Kimberly walked you down memory lane to get us to this point, right? This is what God gave me as a revelation. And the fact of the matter is that we love marriages, which is part of what we do. We are entrepreneurs. We are business owners, which is part of what we do. And we also preach the gospel, which is part of what we do.
Man, y'all.
And so that weekend culminates all of that.
Yeah.
You know, when you talk about the business expo, when we
Yeah.
talk about the date night live, where we focuses on marriages, and then when we talk about the pop-up church on that
Absolutely.
Sunday, it's all kind of indicative of the things that God has placed in us. And so he's just allowing us to use that as a platform to be able to continue to talk to other people about it, other couples about it. And I tell Kimberly all the time, a lot of times when we're driving around and we seeing these names on these vehicles, or a lot of times when we're walking around and we seeing names on different pieces of clothing, that's a representation of a family.
Yes.
And obviously that representation of the family had to start with the husband and the wife, right?
You're absolutely right.
Yeah, so
And-
you all got business aspects and entrepreneur aspects already incorporated in it.
And you know, and what you just did is explain to them when we said that everybody right before the break, I said every couple has an assignment. This is our assignment, and we're walking it out. You know, we are in marriage. We are RFK Solutions, where innovation and technology meets excellence. That's our cybersecurity business. That's what we do. Where did that come from? We did 20 years. We're veterans in the military. We both were in IT. We both were in cyber. So we haven't put that down. We picked it up and we moved it into a business. From the business, we have the marriage. This is our assignment. Okay, I need you to help people that are in business and marriages. That's what God said. So we have the marriage ministry. So guess what else we do? We touch the children. We have a cyber academy. So
Yeah.
not only are we reaching out and empowering marriages, your children can become cybersecurity experts at a young age, because in the summer we offer cybersecurity programs.
Yes.
And from there, God has, you know, used us to, we were already preaching the gospel before our bishop said the Mount Cyber would be established. You know, we were already doing that. So God just decided to bring it all together, because one thing, our bishop is very wise, him and Elder. They said, you guys are traveling and doing all of this marriage ministry. You got all this military stuff you're doing all this RFK stuff. You got these people, children, traveling up and down the coast, taking them to different places. These people are drawn to you all, but you send them, after this is all said and done, you send them to go find a church. You send them to go find somewhere to worship. She said, no, we need to establish something where those people that have been called to hear your voice, that they have a place that they can call home. And that's how the Mount Cyber was established June next month last year. So we're in our anniversary season right now.
Right.
You know, this is season 2 of When Love Tries. We said it's our anniversary, but we're going into season 2 of When Love Tries. But what we didn't say, RFK Solutions yesterday celebrated 13 years. May 2nd is our 13-year anniversary for RFK Solutions. And this wasn't it just happened to be by happenstance that they're 2 days apart
Right.
when it comes to the RFK Solutions and then the We Activate and Marriage Outreach piece. So you look at that. The reason I said all of that is to say, sit down and have some time together and speak to the Lord and ask him, okay, I see what we're doing. What does God have for our marriage? It may not be what we're doing. You know, he's not duplicating stuff. That's not what God does. He's not a duplicator. The only time you'll see God duplicating is if me and Dr. Ricardo here is not doing what he's called us to do. He will surely give it to somebody else to
Right.
do it.
Absolutely.
But if we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, then
Right.
he's going to have somebody else called to do either something to help us get where we need to get, or have you come up with something else that he has called you to do. So definitely sit down with your spouse and ask God, what is it that you called our marriage to? And that's just something that's another bit of homework on this anniversry
You're giving out a
Saturday.
lot of
A
homework.
lot of homework, huh? The first one is to look up the Reddit and see who they are. The second one is to find out, I'm going to hold y'all to this one, find out what your marriage has been called to as a husband and wife.
That's good.
Because
I
when
like
you're
it.
walking in alignment with each other and what God has called you to, you can't do nothing but win.
That's
All
it.
we do is win, win, win.
That's it. And I mean, you said it perfectly. I mean, every marriage has a responsibility and God has a purpose. I think the biggest thing for Kimberly and I is that we realized that our marriage was bigger than just us and our family. We realized God told us and showed us that hey, what y'all are doing is just bigger than just you two or you two and your family. I
Yeah.
need y'all to take what y'all doing and expose it to everybody else so that we could come together. I'm telling you, I hear he tell me this all the time, that we come together as a community, and as a community, everybody brings different ideas, different experiences,
Yeah.
different types of thought processes to the table.
Yeah.
And so we are a community, y'all, and this is and the stronger the community is when we get more and more people like you all and your marriages, whether they're healthy marriages or whether they're marriages that may have challenges.
Yes.
That's what it's all about. Us
About.
coming together to grow one another, to help one another, and to encourage one another.
And that's where We Activate Marriages came from.
Come on.
So we were already doing marriage outreach. We were already having a good time. But 2023 in Houston, we started the We Activate campaign. We Activate Marriages. It was time to not only have these conferences and we doing things individually, but it was time for us to start getting some help,
Yeah.
building other people to do what it is that we're doing. So we have so many people that need counseling. I mean, we can't counsel everyone. There are marriages that may not need counseling, but they need mentorship on how to build their business, how to build their marriage, how to start a business, how to build their family, their children. So We Activate Marriages and We Activate Marriages Academy was developed. And what happens is that's a 13-week where if you're a couple and you want to be a mentor, you want to coach, you're able to come through us and we build you up, take you through this 13-week process. And the first 8 weeks is all about you and your marriage.
Right.
To make sure that you're strong enough
Your
to be
marriage
able
is
to do
solid,
that and
yeah.
it's solid. Exactly. Not perfect, but solid, so that you can speak into others' life. But it's a 13-week program that was developed by God for us to be able to utilize and bring other couples in to help them build other marriages. And then we have a little program where you can sign up and you get information monthly from us. You can have we have a 1 day a week, 1 day a month. We come on and we just share information with you, different things about what's happening, what we can do. We take one topic and we go deeper than we do on here.
Much
So
deeper.
yeah, so if you're in the program and you're in the monthly sign up, I think it's like $99. If you're in the monthly group with us, what do you call it, the network, our community, you get to go deep with us, and we really go deep in those little 1 hour segments. But then you also have access to other things that we have for you. And then we have different levels. We have 2 or 3 different levels
tiers, yeah.
and tiers that you can participate in. But God has done all of that over 10 years. It's not like we came out of nowhere and said, We Activate Marriages, join our tier program, and we just started talking about marriages. No, we've been 10 years in.
Battle tested.
Lord
Yes,
knows we've been
Lord.
battle tested.
Battle
Jesus.
tested, not just within our own
Own
marriages,
marriage.
but with other people that we're connected to.
Yes.
You know,
and
and so that battle testing is all for the benefit of the community. Like I
Absolutely.
always got to say, everything that God does, He does for our good, and we can learn something from it. We can glean from it.
Yeah.
Which leads us back to when she talked about when we went to Houston and we kind of rebranded the thing and came up with We Activate. We also talked about ferocious faith. because that's what it's going to take for your marriage
Jesus.
to go to the next level. That's what it's going to
Ferocious
take
faith.
for your marriage to be you to become the entrepreneurs that you guys want to be. It's going to take ferocious faith. It's the everyday average faith ain't going to get it. It's
No.
going to be you have to be ferocious in what it is that you're doing. If you think about what the word ferocious means, you see the tenacity that's associated with being ferocious.
Yeah.
That's how you got to attack these things that's happening in marriages.
Absolutely. So go to weactivatemarriages.com. Look up what we are doing, another homework assignment, and participate. Join in and be a part of our community. Be a
Yes.
part of the network of businesses or just marriages. If you just want to find out what it is you need to do in your own marriage, just go and join our group and be a part of what God has called us to do. But I'm just excited again. I know y'all like, she's still excited. I
Yeah,
am. I might
yeah.
not look excited, but I'm excited. I'm excited.
I mean, we should be excited. I mean,
Yes,
we
that God is-
hitting a lot of different milestones, y'all. You know, and a milestone in business, a milestone with
In
this
marriage.
program, a milestone in our marriage.
In church.
And so I think that when we talk about this, I think that's another example that you all should, should incorporate in your marriage if you haven't. Celebrate those milestones, y'all, because
Yes.
they come and go, and you get into the hustle and bustle of just being and doing life that you miss those milestones. No, take an opportunity to celebrate those precious milestones when you accomplish them.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because it means a lot.
Absolutely. Well, I'm just excited that we had a nice time to celebrate and just fill you all in on who we are. Celebrate the fact that we're going into season 2. It's our anniversary. Our business just celebrated 13 years yesterday
Yes.
of being in business. And now, we're getting ready to forge forward. The enemy tried to get us to stop between this whole year. 2025 has been a mess.
It's been crazy.
But God
we
has been
still
with us.
strong, y'all. That's why your
Yes.
marriage got to be
Yeah,
solid.
Yes, you got to have a solid marriage because everything will come against that puppy when it's because of days like today.
Mm-hmm.
So we're excited. We want you all to check out the lower thirds that have been produced and put there for you all to text, not call, but text the number that's on there and put the word in there that it says. If you call, it's going to ring and no one's going to answer. But if you text it, you're going to get a text back with further information. So do that, and don't forget about some of the things that's going to be happening, like the date night. We're having that date night live, the night in white, under the lights. So we just
All
want
that
to-
is in the lower
all
thirds.
that is in the lower thirds.
Yeah,
but
so-
listen, it's our anniversary. We're going to leave y'all so we can go. Look, we don't just celebrate marriage anniversaries, honey. We
Everything.
anniversaries with a little extra fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's go get a little dessert going on around here to
Let's
celebrate
go.
this anniversary. We love y'all. And listen, keep encouraging, keep pushing, and keep watching Marriage Talk.
When love tries. See y'all next week.
When love tries.